In the current hawkish off-road vehicle market, the domestically produced full hawk Prado's pre-sale price of 470,000 to 570,000 yuan actually doesn't have much substantial impact. After all, it's later than the earlier Tank 700. It's already 10% lower, but even so, the all-new domestically produced Prado Stott is very good with pre-sales reaching 5,000 units in an hour. Considering there are still over 4 months to the official launch and they haven't even paused advertising, it shows Prado's appeal remains strong despite a 3-year hiatus. What's the reason behind it? Actually, we can refer to Kanke CEO Liu Yanzu's video. His view is that the Chinese still lack a certain confidence and accumulation. But we still need 3 to 5 years of consolidation to address everyone's perception issues, which are hard to tackle in the short term. Actually, this is just one of Prado's methods. Does the new Prado have any highlights? Are people who buy the Prado really just foolish with too much money? In this video, we will analyze the Prado and also compare it with others. To start understanding the difference between the Tank 700 Hi4-T, first look at the platform's gimmick. The Prado, known as the LC250 in Japan, originates from its Toyota's TJF. TJF is the cradle of Toyota's high-end off-road vehicles, while the smaller basket, the Kulu, is the LC300. The new generation of Sequoia Tundra, including the new generation of Lexus RX and JX, all come from this platform. Let me talk about the differences with tanks in several aspects. First, the Prado features a fully balanced Our Jingguang hand street will vary in thickness, clamped the steel plate. Then, by comprehensively reinforcing the vehicle's body becomes more rigid. The Tank 700 HP exceeds 30,000 Newton meters of body strength. In terms of torsional rigidity, Prado has not disclosed this data, but at least a torsional rigidity of 20 to 30,000 is definitely there. Secondly, in terms of power, Prado has 2.4T plus 8T with an additional 48V power system, a total of 243 kilowatts of heat. Maximum 385 kilowatts, 800 Newton meters is a bit lacking, but compared to the previous 3.5, Prado's torque, the efficiency has been increased by 70%. However, the tank also comes with a big battery of 37.1 degrees, supporting short-distance pure electric driving. It can run 80 to 90 kilometers and can also provide external power. These loudspeakers, one is a green plate and the other is a blue plate. But the tank, due to its heavy body of over 3 tons, similar to U8, also needs a swap. Thirdly, at the chassis level, both vehicles are proving critics wrong. The tank uses a single axle that adjusts up and down 12 centimeters, electronic clipping pins, the suspension is front and rear double wishbones. The Prado has a front double wishbone suspension with dual tubes. The rear rotation is a multi-link suspension with a helical spring. Although the travel cannot be adjusted, it is equipped with Toyota's adaptive variable suspension, AVS, allowing it to function like a multi-link suspension in continuous bleed control, CBC. On minimalism, transfer is adjustable. Neither of the two candidates use the overall bridge. On one hand, it's because both the beam and the body are hard enough, not easy. Second, using multi-links also increases safety and comfort on the road and off-road. Moreover, both vehicles come with a detachable environment cover. This is considered a major highlight for the two vehicles. The fourth aspect is the off-road configurations, featuring a central German Warner mechanical lock plus an electronic lock, adding roles for offensive on both front and back. Can toggle between rear-wheel drive, test drive, and partial test drive modes, whereas Prado is equipped with middle and rear differential locks belonging to full test drive. It provides at high and low speeds, both wheels fail. You can choose the fifth aspect, the front and back legs of the tank. Temperature exceeded 37 degrees Celsius, altitude reached 282 meters. For the Prado, it's 31 degrees in front and 2 degrees in the back. 40 degrees Celsius in the road's eyes. With a ground clearance of 221 millimeters in terms of power, off-road capability, and design, the tank is obviously more adaptable to extreme scenarios. As for the Prado, it leans more towards a crossover type off-road SUV. However, this time the Prado aims to please families. They've made a lot of targeted designs. For example, the front row has both classic and flagship versions, differentiating with round and square headlights. Some say round lights fit the tradition more. The taste of Canon, so what about the square headlights? Generally, families prefer a rugged look. From what I see, the debate is still quite big on the appearance. Generally speaking, the Prado is still the better choice this time. Next to the seats, because the manufacturer placed a large battery in the trunk, it occupied some space. Offering only a 5-seater version, it attempts to enhance rear seat comfort by making the second row seats immovable. Can only move back for seconds. We'll use it for maximum effect. It can be adjusted to 141 degrees, and this time the Prado offers versions with 5 and 6 seats, with the 6-seater version. After development, it can form a big one. Actually, no one takes their whole family on impromptu trips by car, you can tell from this. It's clearly targeted at family users by Prado. It's more inclined, but generally speaking, hard disc off-roading plus 6 seats entering the marine market, Prado should be the first. Although in terms of hardcore power off-roading ability, including body design, it's rather rough. The Prado's ability to adapt to extreme scenarios is something to be appreciated. The interior is stronger and more luxurious, but looking looking at the design and positioning of the product itself, the Prado is obviously more appealing to family users. It has fewer weaknesses, a wider market presence, plus high brand recognition and good reputation, even if it is more expensive than the Tank. A price difference of 2 grams and 10%, but it can also be compared with brand premium, so from a sales perspective. Personally, I feel that Prado's advantages are still greater after comparing these two cars. I got a feeling that our domestic brands have made progress in core technology, but what is most crucial to improve at this stage? It's understanding the psychology of users, learning to allocate resources effectively, and identifying synergistic effects. Ignoring the price for a moment, the optimum solution seems to not excel in any particular aspect, nor does it seem to be heavily featured. The most ruthless, but he doesn't drag his feet. He's considered above average in that particular field, but overall there are very few weaknesses when looking at various aspects together. It still seems to be the best solution. It's Toyota. It doesn't need to stack up materials and the profit margin is relatively low. But its sales are very good, which is also our national brand, an ability that urgently needs to be improved.